Good morning, adventurers.
Morning.
This is our final day here in Cappadocia. We've had an amazing time here. If you guys get a chance to come here, highly recommend it. We've had a ton of fun.
It's amazing. It seems a little hard to get to, but I promise you it's not. All of the hotels here arrange pickup from the nearby airport.
Yeah,
so
it was super simple. But we've been here for about a week or so. We're going to be heading to Istanbul tomorrow. There's a bunch of stuff we haven't been able to do in the area because we haven't had enough time. But one last thing we wanted to do in the town of Göreme, where we've been staying, is to go to the open air museum. It's actually just a short walk outside of the town, so we're going to head there now. After that, we're going to be eating some more delicious Turkish food. There's a specific dish we want to show off to you guys.
Yes, we've been seeing at the restaurants in town. It looks amazing, so I cannot wait to show you guys.
Yeah, but we'll tell you more about the open air museum when we get in there. We found the cutest little Turkish kitty.
It was just
such
meowing
a little
and
sweetie.
meowing.
Some of them are a little skittish, but some of them are very friendly, like this one. They've got the cutest little faces. We always carry around hand sanitizer, mostly so that we can pet kitties. But they're always a little bit mangy, but we can't help ourselves.
I know, they're so cute and sweet though.
There's so many cats and dogs roaming around, and the minute the dogs show up, the cats get terrified.
Hey buddy! There's an even bigger one behind you.
Uh-oh, this cat's in hell.
No!
Uh-oh, stay away from him.
Look at the big dogs.
What are you guys doing? You coming with us? We're on our way to the open air museum, but we keep getting sidetracked by all these awesome photo spots. We found this spot right here that has all this pottery hanging up and this awesome tree back there.
Yeah, apparently they make a lot of pottery around here, which actually ties into our dinner later. But the sign says you can watch it and do it for free. I'm not sure exactly where we're too short on time to find out, but It's beautiful in this area. As you can see, the landscape here is insane. We are almost to the top. This hill is a bit of a doozy getting up here. But if you notice, the road here is these stones, and our hot air balloon pilot actually told us that it's required by law to keep the road like this because I guess something about the stones, they absorb more from the cars and the traffic coming by so that it disturbs the churches less. I just thought it was like a historical road that they were keeping up with, but it serves a very important purpose, I guess.
But speaking of the museum, we are here, so we're gonna head inside. Welcome to the open air museum. We have some bad news. It's actually closed. They won't let us pass the gate.
They just switched to winter hours
Yeah.
and it closed 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, we looked online and it said it was open for another 2 hours. I know we said good morning adventures, but it's actually the evening.
Yeah, we're all
we're just
messed
so
up today.
conditioned to saying good morning. You can kind of see a bit of it, so we still wanted to give you guys some information on it because it's really cool. So it is made up of these churches that are from the 10th, 11th, and 12th century.
There are so many churches in this area, but these are the most preserved. I guess a lot of them have gone into disrepair. Some of them, they were ordered to chip off the paintings in there, and that's what these are known for, the frescoes inside.
Apparently they're really colorful and really spectacular. But you can see by the structure behind me, this is one of the famous structures, but it's full of all these holes and caves and windows and all kinds of stuff. It's very, very cool. So if you're on a budget, just come here and stand at this spot and admire it from out here. Well, let's go eat some food and drink some Turkish wine.
Okay.
We just stopped to get a quick time lapse as the sun was kind of setting over here. I wanted to kind of give you guys a little look at the landscape here. It is pretty incredible. You've got those fairy chimneys we mentioned. As far as the eye can see, all of the rocks have holes and caves dug in them, and a lot of this stuff you can freely walk through a lot of this. So if you don't want to pay to go in the open air museum, you can see a lot of kind of similar stuff outside of it, but I think the really good stuff is inside. And a lot of these cave structures are in the towns. A lot of the hotels and houses are actually built into them. People still live in these.
I think that's why Göreme is so popular, because I think it has the most people still living in these structures. I think a lot of towns, they've had to leave because they've started crumbling.
We don't see like a no entry sign or anything like that, so we're thinking we can just kind of go up here and scope out the view. You can see the sun still peeking over up there. Sun's just barely peeking over there. It's awesome.
This is quite a view. This is amazing. I love that you can just wander through this.
Some of this stuff is really hard to get down, y'all. I'm gonna have to sit on my butt.
This is great. I was just crab walking in my workout yesterday. It's coming to use in real life. Nailed it.
Boom. Skills. Skills that kills.
Definitely come here in smart shoes.
The sun has set and the colors in the sky are absolutely incredible. This is about as magical of a sunset spot as you could ask for. We might not have gotten into the open air museum, but I'm glad we came up here for the sunset because this is very cool. So if you want to come here, it's just right outside the open air museum.
Yeah, almost across the street, just a little bit on the way back into town.
Yeah, and you can see there's all these really cool rock formations. There are a bunch more way over there.
Yeah, but so when you hear about hiking in Cappadocia, this I believe is what they mean. You can just walk all through these hills, all through the valleys, and where she says you don't mind getting dirty, but you also won't fall in.
And also the balloons will come right over here. Ours did. Ours almost like touched down over there. But so you can come here and get some insane shots with all the balloons in the background.
Oh yeah, when
this is the spot to come.
Up in our balloons, everyone was on top of every nook and cranny or peak and whatever they could find, just like getting videos. It was awesome. You guys, I did something. I don't normally buy things on our travels, but I just got a poncho.
You're officially a poncho girl.
I'm a poncho. It's so cold and we're gonna be going to even colder climates, so I thought maybe it would be something that would be nice to like wrap up in and use on like bus trips and planes. I don't know, what do you guys think? Are you a poncho person? I think I like it a lot, and it was only 45 lira, so it's not so bad. It's just like a few USD, but Eric didn't get one because he's a square.
Speaking of squares, you can be one too with Squarespace. But in all seriousness, we want to take a second to give a huge shout out and a thank you to them for sponsoring this video and the last few videos that we've been doing. We are huge fans of their service. Like I've mentioned, I've been using them for years, so super excited to have them as a sponsor for our videos.
It's basically a site that enables you to create your own websites. It gives you these amazing templates. You don't have to hire a programmer, there's no designer, no back and forth, no spending lots of money. It's just you and your beautiful head, or design in your head. Like, for example, I like to consider myself an amateur cat photographer, and I could create my own website using Squarespace to make a beautiful, beautiful site that you all would love so much.
Definitely recommend checking them out. You can head to their website and get a free trial of the service, and then when you're ready to buy, you can buy their service or a domain name. You can get a domain name through them, but they'll give you 10% off if you go to squarespace.com/endlessadventure.
That's us, Endless Adventure.
If you support them, you are supporting us and helping make it possible for us to keep making these goofy videos that we make all over the world that some of you seem to enjoy watching. But that's enough talking. We are starving. It's freezing out here, so we're gonna go eat some food.
Let's go eat.
We've arrived at our restaurant we are going to be eating at for dinner. It is called Dibek.
Dibek.
We have something really cool we're going to be getting. We'll tell you more about that later, but we also ordered
the borak. I think there's different ways to do it, but ours is like a pastry.
Yellow cheese, carrot, cabbage, pepper, tomato, and minced beef. So we're going to be trying that. We also got a couple beers as well. The beers are pretty affordable by our standards here, so we've been drinking a lot of that.
It is a savory pastry here that's typically filled with minced meat. They say you can also get cheese or spinach in there, but it can be served in a lot of different ways. So it can be served like this, kind of wrapped up. It can be served like a lasagna and layered. It can also be eaten pretty much any time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, a snack. I think this is probably an appetizer size, but ours is filled with meat, and I think there's some cheese in there and some peppers. Oh my gosh.
Good.
And it's got a yogurt sauce on the side. I cannot wait to try this. Oh, the yogurt's tangy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that is fantastic. The lamb is so tender and juicy in there. It's minced all perfectly. And it's got all of those little like pieces of veggies in there. I think onions and peppers. And then I thought there was cheese. I think there is cheese. But then the dough is so nice. It's like really smooth and creamy on the inside, but super crunchy on the outside. And it's really like freshly oily and stuff. And with the yogurt, it's such a tangy, nice addition to it. Yeah.
Perfect.
The dish we have been dying to try is called a testi kebab or a pottery kebab because it's cooked in a clay pot and they bring it to your table and then crack it open. So a testi kebab is essentially a clay pot filled with a stew. So it's usually either chicken, lamb, or vegetables, and it's mixed with like tomatoes and onions. It's got a lot of juices from the veggies in there, and so it's sealed in this clay pot and then it's cooked in there for hours, and then you have to special order it because it takes all day. A lot of restaurants though will try to trick you. They will say that they sell it and they will give it to you immediately. So what they do is I guess they actually make a big vat of the stew. They pour it into your clay pot, maybe warm it up for a second and bring it out and pretend like they made it in there, but they really didn't. So be careful. Look for restaurants that say you have to order ahead of time or that it's more authentic.
You can see the pot over here.
Is it still hot?
It's pretty legit. It's not too hot. Yeah, it's a little warm. And then they have this the coolest little hammer that they break it open with. It looks really good. The smell is emanating off of it. It's like just smells like it's been stewed for a long time. You've got this oily stuff kind of leaking from the chicken and the vegetables there. It looks really tasty. I think it's gonna be pretty good. So I'm gonna get some of the rice here and just kind of mix it all together, I guess. Oh yeah, there we go. It's real good. The flavors aren't super complicated. Everything's just like all meshed together. You get a strong taste of the peppers, which is excellent. I think because it stews for so long that everything just absorbs this delicious, salty, vegetable-y kind of taste. With the rice, it's really delicious because it kind of cuts the saltiness of the meat. I really wish we would have gotten the lamb one as well. This actually runs about 60 lira or so it's about 11 USD. So it's a little pricey and we got some other things, but we probably should have just gotten it. Yeah. But you have to order it in advance, so now we can't really get the other one. The more I eat this, the more I'm falling in love with it. I've been taking some of the bread and just dipping it in all this delicious oily sauce here and then grabbing a bunch of the chicken and the vegetables. It's really good.
You can tell that everything is super fresh in there. All the veggies are like prepared freshly and put in there. And that's one thing we've noticed about Turkey in general so far. Even the little seemingly hole-in-the-wall places, we always see people running in with bags of fresh produce every day.
You can see them chopping in the kitchen and stuff. For dessert, we ordered a dish called aside. It's a traditional village dessert of gourmet made from flour, oil, and pekmez. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but in parentheses, the menu says grape molasses, so I guess that's what it is. I think Allison's gonna give this one, do the little taste test.
You guys, it's so teeny tiny. I'm very excited though. I've never seen
It looks pretty tasty. It's got a really interesting texture, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks kind of spongy.
Yeah, it kind of breaks apart. It's a kind of spongy.
It almost looks like soaked shortcake or something like that.
Does it have like a peanut buttery kind of smell?
It smells like peanut butter. All right. Oh.
I really can't tell if you like it or don't like it.
I'm just really trying to pick out the flavors in here. So maybe it's like a peanut butter cookie that has more flour in it, like extra flour added in there. But it's still sweet. It's pretty gritty tasting. That's very unique. One of the most unique desserts I think I've ever tasted.
So we just asked, and it's sesame oil that gives it that kind of peanut taste. I guess they're pretty similar flavor.
Yeah, or maybe we're just really bad at tasting things.
I swear, I would call that peanut butter. If
I would have, for sure. But now that he said sesame, I can kind of get that. But I really like it though. It's pretty interesting.
This restaurant has a really nice ambiance. It's very well lit. It's got all these seats where you have to take your shoes off and kind of sit at the same level as the table.
Cushions. They also have a little fire going. I think it's partly in a cave too.
Yeah,
it's got
very
it all.
cozy. But I think we're going to leave you guys here. We're going to go in a food coma after this and a dessert coma.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But then we're going to reconvene tomorrow. We're going to be heading to Istanbul. We're super excited to explore that city. We've heard such amazing things. We've been planning kind of what we're going to be doing there.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
A week in Istanbul, and then we just decided we're going to Berlin,
to
Vienna, which we've never been to, to Slovenia. Watch out, Slovenia. We're coming for you.
We're gonna get
see hopefully a lot of you. And then we're gonna hop over to Ireland. I think that'll finish out the year for us.
Yeah.
I can't believe we have stuff planned. Can you guys believe it?
I can't believe it.
I can't
This has
believe
never
it.
happened before.
All right, well, with that, good night, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.